Have you ever wondered what it's like to live and work on the world's largest civilian hospital ship? Well, if you clicked into this video, the answer is probably yes. I had the amazing opportunity to connect with fellow explorer Jody Ray, originally from Louisiana, who quit his day job in tech to pursue his passion for traveling the world, and he's doing that by volunteering on this ship right here. Now, these types of interviews I usually do as a live stream, but due to some of Jody's bandwidth challenges of being here, we're going to do this as virtual pen pals. I'm going to record this video with a few questions for Jody. He's going to look at it. He's going to record some answers and send them back. My first question to you, Jody, is where in the world are you right now? Tell me a little bit more about this ship and what do you do on it?
Chris, thank you so much for asking that question. Indeed, my name is Jody Ray and I am on the world's largest civilian hospital ship operating in West Africa. Currently, we are in Freetown, Sierra Leone. We are docked at the port, and I am currently on this hospital ship. Right now, this room where I'm filming is the communications room, the communications department. I am a volunteer writer on this team, and I work with photographers, videographers, creative coordinators, and other media people to generate stories, video, Instagram posts, social media posts, and awareness about everything about this ship. This is a hospital ship. We are providing free surgeries to the people of Freetown, Sierra Leone. It is a very poor country in West Africa. It's on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, surrounded by Guinea and Liberia.
Wow, what a great cause, Jody. And you get to explore Africa at the same time while you're there. Africa is a real continent I've yet to explore. I do hope to someday. But I was wondering, can you share with us a little bit more about what a day in the life working on that ship looks like?
This ship is huge. It has 12 decks and we have 2 hospital decks. We have about 450 volunteer crew members here, 150 local Sierra Leoneans who come here and work as employees. This hospital ship is busy every single day. Hundreds of local Freetonian, Sierra Leonean patients come aboard looking for free surgical care. We do a lot here, and it's a lot to maintain and make sure that everything is running smoothly. Every day I walk up this gangway. Check this out. Which gives you entrance to the ship. Every morning I wake up, I go into the comms office, and we have a bunch of projects that we are working on. Stories about our crew, stories about our patients, stories about our training, education, advocacy programs that we do in local hospitals, training surgeons, training dentists, to provide health care long after the ship departs. So it's very busy, it's a huge ship, and it's a fantastic place to work. It also gives me a back door into Sierra Leone, this really beautiful and vibrant country that is not very well explored. A lot of people don't come here. It's not a tourist destination, and so I have taken it upon myself to volunteer here. And when I'm not working on this ship, I am producing videos for my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@ExitStrategyTv, where I cover the intersections between culture, conflict, and cuisine. Go check that out. You can find the link in the description. As I said, there are about 450 full-time volunteers that live on this ship. And I'll show you sort of the residential area. We're walking down a residential hallway right now. This is what it looks like. And so there's all kinds of departments full of people that live and work on this ship. Everyone in these halls are nurses, surgeons, dentists. We have people who come from all over the world. We have like 25 nationalities represented here. On the ship, there is a school for the children of the surgeons and nurses and chaplains and people who work in food and hospitality to come and serve for a long period of time. And in order to keep them for a longer period of time, the ship offers a full-time school for their children. So we have kindergarten all the way to 12th grade that are in school full-time here. There's all kinds of departments to help maintain an operation like this. We have everything from a cafe to a bank, a small grocery store in case you want to do your own cooking. There are all kinds of recreation areas, and we try to make it as comfortable as possible so people from all over the world come here, volunteer, and we can offer free surgeries to some of the poorest countries in the world. Right now, as I said, we're in Freetown, Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is like the 11th poorest country on the planet. They have a very difficult time. They face a lot of challenges in their healthcare development, and we come here for 10 months at a time to try to help build capacity and provide free surgeries for people that are in dire need. But let me show you my room. I can give you a glimpse of what it's like to live here. Check this out. So there's a fridge. And this is my cabin. This is where I live. I've been living here since January. I have a window view. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that is the Atlantic Ocean. And you can see a few cargo ships out there and a few other research vessels and other support vessels that are here at port in Freetown. So it feels kind of like a cruise ship a little bit. It's purpose-built cruise ship, but it is entirely built around life for volunteer hospital ship and support employees to support the hospital. And yeah, this is my unmade bed. So sorry about that. And just a few books and things that I read, my laptop. This giant ship also feeds the entire 600 crew here, like, I don't know, 3,000 meals a day. Right now it's Saturday, so it's a little quiet, but I can show you what that looks like. Check this out. So normally this area is full of people getting breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Yeah, we have a it's like full service. So you could come here at any time and get coffee and water, ice, tea, and different drinks. And yeah, normally this is full of our staff and crew here that come and eat every day. And we have a beautiful view just outside of these windows. You can see the Atlantic Ocean. This area is dining and right next to a cafe. So every morning, again, usually full of people, but today's Saturday, so it's things are closed. But normally this is an area full of volunteers waiting to get coffee. So this is our coffee area, and without this place, the Global Mercy would not function because everybody needs to stay supremely caffeinated on this ship, me included.
I totally get the need to caffeinate, though if it was me, I'm a bit of a teetotaler, so I'd be looking for the matcha teas. All right, Jody, can you share with us a little bit more about yourself, what you did before all of this, and how you decided to volunteer on the Mercy?
That's a great question. Let me go into one of our training rooms and I will answer that. Here is a training room in the back of the ship. And this is where people are trained. When new people come on the ship, they sit in this room and they are given a briefing or an introduction or an onboarding course to let them know how to live here, what to expect, and what life is like when they come to volunteer. We have volunteers from all over the world, and some people come for 2 weeks, some people come for 2 years. I'm here for 2 years. And so I sat in this very room when I first came to learn all about mercy ships and the guidelines, what's expected of the crew, how to behave, what are violations of the rules, and how to best serve as a volunteer here in Freetown, Sierra Leone. So we're in this room now, and I'm going to have a seat and answer that very astute question. Thank you, Chris. So to your question, a little bit about me. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, one of the best cities in the United States. But I have always been fascinated with everything happening outside of the United States. I'm very much an internationalist and traveler, and I'm very curious about how other people live and what is out there beyond my American borders. So yes, I had a career in tech for the better part of 2 decades. And around 2019, I decided to pause that and go see a part of the world that nobody comes to. And that actually turned into a 6-month-long trip through sub-Saharan Africa. I started in Togo, West Africa, drove a car to Benin, and then flew to Ethiopia, which turned into another trip to Kenya, and then flew to Madagascar. So I went from west to east and discovered everything I could possibly discover about sub-Saharan Africa. And while I was doing that, I just turned on a video camera and started filming my excursions through those places. I didn't really have a strategy, but yeah, it was fascinating, and I fell in love with traveling and showcasing these really peculiar parts of the world that I didn't see a lot of tourists in. So if you go to my channel right now, you will see videos of me hanging out with Ethiopian tribes. You'll see me going through West Africa, discovering voodoo traditions. You'll see me climbing through limestone formations in Madagascar. That's actually going to be the next video on Exit Strategy TV. Right now, I'm wrapping up most of the footage from my trips through Madagascar and Kenya. So right now, you'll see that. In a few months, you will start seeing the footage of this ship. You'll learn more about what life is like, what life has been like for me on the Global Mercy, on this hospital ship, and you'll also get to see deeply fascinating parts of Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is a fascinatingly beautiful, wonderful, interesting country that almost nobody travels to. You really have to go out of your way to get to Sierra Leone. So I do a lot of coverage. And here's a clip of that. Check this out.
The more you look, the less you see.
It is bumper to bumper traffic. I'm walking through people, through giant buses, KKs, taxis, motorcycles, more people, and it is cramped. But I love it. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else. I love Freetown. I love Sierra Leone.
Wow, I've been to a lot of crazy places, but Freetown definitely looks extra crazy. I'm looking forward to the full video on that one. Jody, I'm curious, how long do you plan to do all this for anyway?
That's a great question, Chris. Let me answer that question in the library. Yes, the world's largest civilian hospital ship has a library, and this is what it looks like. So here, volunteers can come and check out a book and sit in solace and peace and just hang out and have a book. Because we have an international crew, many of our sections are in different languages. So there's, of course, an English section. There's a Dutch section. There's a Norwegian section. And so we represent something like 25 different countries on this ship, mostly American, mostly Dutch, but there are people from all around the world who are here, and they, of course, they have books that are just in different languages. So you could come here and read fiction, nonfiction, and just hang out in the library and answer important questions like the one you just asked me. So let's answer that now. How long am I planning on doing this for? Well, I joined Mercy Ships in January 2024. So January of this year. It has been 10 months so far. I signed up for a 2-year commitment, which means I am volunteering. I'm unpaid volunteer doing media and communications work on this ship. And I'm going to be doing that for 2 years. When I'm not doing important work on this ship, I am out in Freetown. I am in the sticks. I travel extensively through Sierra Leone. And I try to capture some of the most interesting things about this country that a lot of people have not seen before, and that doesn't exist on YouTube. So I will be here for another year and 2 months, and it will mostly be in Sierra Leone.
2-year mission, Jody, just like the Star Trek Enterprise. Actually, I looked it up. Turns out Star Trek Enterprise was a 5-year mission. Anyway, I was close. But I'm curious, Jody, what's been your favorite part of working on the ship?
My favorite part of this experience? That's a good question. The community here is really wonderful. Everybody here is in a new part of the world. And so it does take some adjustment to truly understand one, how to function on a hospital ship, but also function within Freetown, which is a West African city, right? And so everyone has varying levels of adjustments to make when they are on the ship. But one of my favorite parts is the community. Everyone here is very nice, very forgiving, very patient, and we understand that we are all here to deliver one thing, and that is healthcare to the people of Sierra Leone. In other field services, we'll deliver healthcare to places like Senegal, Ghana. The other ship is delivering healthcare to Madagascar. So its focus is primarily sub-Saharan Africa, and this is a humanitarian charity. So we, as a community here, no matter where we're from, all understand that we are here to deliver vital healthcare to people that otherwise wouldn't have access to it. And so we do everything we can to respect that and get that done. But there's also, a community. We have a lot of fun here. There's all kinds of events. And I spend my free time going out into Sierra Leone and discovering it. I am known on this ship as somebody who probably has gone out the most. Many people tend to stay focused on their work, or they stay here in the community, or they don't have the time to really go out and explore this part of the world. I make time to do that. It's incredibly daunting because I have a full-time volunteer job here, but I also make time to go and discover fascinating places deep within Sierra Leone that people wouldn't otherwise be able to see. I've been deep into the diamond and gold mines of Sierra Leone. This is 5 hours traveling east into the furthest distances of Sierra Leone. Most people on the ship will never get to see that and don't even know that it exists. So I've been privileged to be able to get some weekend time to discover and explore parts of the country that most people just haven't seen before. I go with other Sierra Leoneans. We have this great Sierra Leonean crew who are thirsty and excited to show new people like me what their country is all about. I've been to Shipboard Island, an island that historically the British Navy used as a staging ground to enforce anti-slavery laws. It banned slavery in the early 1800s and used an island in the south of the country to stop other ships from engaging in the slave trade. There's a lot of history here. Sierra Leone was established as a a place for repatriated slaves from the Americas to come back to after slavery was abolished. And they settled Freetown. That's why it's called Freetown. It meant it's a place that was free. It was full of men that were free from bondage. So there's a very unique history there. And trust me, in a few months, you'll see all of that footage and all of those stories come out on ExitStrategyTv. Check it out, www.youtube.com/ExitStrategyTV. Go like and subscribe right now. Really, I appreciate the love and support, because there's not a lot of vloggers out here. There's no YouTube presence. There's no tourism sector here. I'm like the only one from the United States doing this. So go check it out. Go watch my other videos. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming.
Okay, Jody, I've subscribed. And by the way, when Jody says to like and subscribe, he means like this video. Show Jody some love. Give this a thumbs up. Let him know that we appreciate him taking his time to be my virtual pen pal and answering all of our questions. Jody, it's super cool that you get to explore a part of the world that not many get to see and share it with all of us. But now I'm curious, as part of this and working on the ship, you've talked about a lot of great things. What's been your least favorite thing about working on the ship?
So I don't know that I have a least favorite thing on the ship, but I am very lucky and privileged to be here. I love this life. I left a comfortable life back in the States to do this. But if I had to say what my least favorite thing is, it's probably living under the back part of the ship. And the reason that's my least favorite part is because it's where these cranes are. And in the morning, these cranes make a ton of noise, and it's very difficult to sleep. There's a lot of noise here, but it's honestly the least of my worries. I really don't care. It's a constant reminder that I have the luxury and privilege of being on the world's largest hospital ship on the planet. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing to be here. I get to see what life is like on this hospital ship, and I get to see what life is like out there in Freetown. Honestly, I couldn't be happier to film and bring these stories to an audience. One of the cool things about living in Sierra Leone is that you really get to see development happening before your very eyes. 20 years ago, none of these roads were paved. 10 years ago, they started building roads, building more hospitals, more schools. Now, living at the port of Sierra Leone, it's one of the largest ports in West Africa, you really see a lot of the economy at work. Just look here in the distance, all of this is under construction. There are people working, bringing goods and supplies. Everything from around Africa is coming to this port, and I get to watch it live, right there, coming off of ships and into Africa. This is where everything happens, and so it's just a really cool opportunity and experience to be able to come out here and geek out on the global supply chain. I'm at the bottom of the global supply chain here in an ever-changing and developing West Africa. It's wonderful to see, and yeah, I love it. I love being out here. You can see me here. This is right behind me is the Atlantic Ocean, where all of these international ships are coming into port, and they go right there onto land. All of the things that are shipped here, ordered here, all of the materials that are used to enhance and develop this beautiful country all come to this port, and they are delivered in country. And I am right here on the border watching how all of this happens. And we're just one ship of many at port here delivering life-changing surgeries to the people of Sierra Leone. Again, those surgeries are free. We don't charge for those surgeries, and I am a volunteer here. Nobody is paid on the ship, not even the captain. So yeah, it's an honor and privilege to be here. I really love it.
Now, Jody, that's pretty funny. It's extra funny because whenever I check into a hotel, I always ask the hotel for a quiet room. And, you know, sometimes they stick me in some place that's not quiet, like next to the elevator or next to the ice machine. I have yet to get a room underneath a crane. I guess that just gives you a reason to get up extra early, right? Now, I'm curious, Jody, in all of your travels, I'm sure you've had a lot of great experiences, but have you ever run into any, like, sketchy situations that you can share with us?
So yes, there have been a few sketchy situations in my travel history. In Togo, I was detained for just doing some basic street photography. In many places, it's very difficult to photograph and video as a white person. They're very suspicious and curious about what you're trying to do. So it's a good tip to never film without someone's permission. In that case, I wasn't. So sometimes even when you have permission or you're not filming anything of interest or sensitive, you still might get in a little bit of trouble. Other sketchy situations. One time I was in Ethiopia, and there were some skirmishes between some of the tribal groups there, and some gunfire went off.
Okay, so
and that was rather dangerous. Here in Sierra Leone, you are faced with a lot of poverty. I have gone to some of the landfills and the communities that live in the landfills and interviewed them. It wasn't dangerous, but it definitely was a deeply sad and emotional time filming and getting exposed to what life is like for scavengers in Freetown's largest garbage dump, landfill. There are, of course, some sensitive areas in Sierra Leone's diamond mining. Of course, this country was known in the West in the 1990s of having gone through a very brutal civil war, and those were all based around its diamond and gold mines that exist deep into the eastern part of the country. I actually went there and filmed many of the day laborers that were ripping diamonds and gold with their bare hands from the guts of the earth. It was very visual, and I really can't wait to show you this footage. So it was fantastic from a YouTube vlogger's perspective, but it's also a very dangerous area and sensitive area to be filming in. So
I've done a lot of different things. All of the other sketchy situations can be found on my YouTube channel. I've lived with dangerous tribes and received scarification from them, which meant that if I sustained an injury, it would have been very difficult to get out of there and to receive treatment. Most people would not get a scarification with a deadly tribe, but it was definitely worth the story. I've watched the Mercy tribe battle over women. I've drank moonshine that will make you go blind with other members of these tribes. So you can see all of that on my YouTube channel. My most recent stuff has been interviewing drug gangs on the streets of West Africa and trying to do more journalistic style mini documentaries that will attempt to take me out of the vlogosphere and into some actual authentic journalism. So if you're watching this and you like what I'm trying to do, again, go check out my YouTube channel. It's all going to be there.
it's good to know, though, that Freetown is incredibly safe. This country has been through the ringer. They've gone through a brutal civil war in the 90s that didn't end until 2001. They have gone through the Ebola crisis. People here have had enough, and they are trying to develop and get out of this the sort of violent past that it once had. People are very happy when they see foreigners here because so few come because of those two conflicts. And Freetown and Sierra Leone has changed for the better. There's virtually no violence. There's petty crime, but there's petty crime everywhere. It is very safe in Freetown. Come check it out. Come to this country. Come see what people are doing here. It's a fantastic place to be. And I mean, just look at this view. That's a cargo ship bringing in cargo from who knows where, and they will port here, and all of that stuff is going to go in country. This is an energy ship, so this ship supplies energy to Sierra Leone. I think that might be liquefied natural gas. I'm not sure. I can't. All of these other support vessels are out here. It's absolutely wonderful to be on this walking deck and just reflect about life. So right now we're at the bottom of the ship. We're on deck 2. of the Global Mercy, and this is like where the engine is, where carpentry is. So for example, this is the carpentry department. We have a team of carpenters that use all of this this particle board and any other thing we can find to make different stuff. If you need a ramp, if you need stairs, if you need to fix something on the ship made of wood, this is where it happens. But I love being on the ship. We're at the very bottom of the ship, so yeah, I left a desk job so that I could come here, and this is what I see every day. Stuff like this that are, I get to look at this every day, and I couldn't be happier. It's really cool. This is another part of the bottom of the ship. It holds the engine. It holds a bunch of engineering and maintenance rooms and facilities, everything that you would need to make a hospital ship function. It's all found down here. We also store giant shipments of food and perishables. There are huge freezers and bunkers that store all of the food that we use to eat over the period of time that we're here in Sierra Leone. Some of that food is shipped in from Europe. The rest of it, like fruits and veg, are bought on the local market, and we store all of that down here where it won't spoil. So yeah, this is this deck, one of the bottom-most decks on the ship, is vital to maintaining the world's largest hospital ship in the world. Chris, what do you think happens if I hit this one? Should I do it? No, I can't do that. Come on. Let's not do that.
You totally should have pushed it, Jody. You totally should have pushed it. Maybe that would have led you to another sketchy situation, but it would have made for some great video. All right, I'm curious, Jody, do you have any suggestions for others that are watching this and are like, this looks like a super amazing opportunity? What suggestions do you have for other people that are interested in volunteering and exploring the world at the same time?
That's a really good question. If you want to do this kind of work, you have to be prepared to be in uncomfortable situations. You have to be prepared to live and exist in a developing country like Freetown, Sierra Leone. You have to be willing to sacrifice your lifestyle and conveniences in the United States or Europe or wherever you are, and come and dedicate your service to people who are in need. You make friendships, get out of your comfort zone, get up right now and look into volunteering abroad. You can volunteer in all kinds of countries around the world, and I chose to volunteer with Mercy Ships for 2 years out of my life. One, because it's a charity that I think is doing everything it possibly can to provide surgeries to people who really need them, and on my spare time I get to go out into the country and discover a new place. Look, this life is not for everybody. It can be hard here. There are things that you are confronted with that might be difficult to swallow. You know, we're in the developing world. People are exposed sometimes for the first time to lots of pollution, bad air quality, very visual poverty. There's lots of things that are uncomfortable here. But for me, this is what makes it so unique, and you can really watch a country change and develop once you take the time to come to countries like Sierra Leone, and you get to really see what people are dealing with. It provides a deeper insight into the developing world, the global south, and just what's going on in these pockets of the world where nobody is really coming to visit. Sierra Leone is not on the top 10 would-be destination lists. So that's what interests me so much. What is it like to live in a place where nobody is coming to? What is it like in the 10th or 11th poorest country on the planet? What are some of the things that Sierra Leone is known for? Let's go discover those. And that's what I am trying to do on Exit Strategy TV.
Speaking of your channel, Jody, tell us a little bit more about it. If people head over to Exit Strategy TV, what can they expect to find over there? And maybe you can share with us a little bit of the origin story. I always find that pretty interesting about how people got started on YouTube and what was in their head at the time. So what was in your head, Jody?
So, yeah, good question. To answer it, I have come to Deck 9, which is our recreational area. So in this area, you can see there are just places for people to sit and play games. People here also put together electric trains. Lots of people put together puzzles. And of course, what is a recreational area without shuffleboard, foosball, and ping pong? And of course, we have some TVs up that we can use to watch movies and just hang out and watch YouTube videos and stuff like that. So what is Exit Strategy TV? Good question. Exit Strategy TV started out as a project during COVID where I was interviewing war correspondents and photojournalists and other experts around topics of international affairs, just as an audio podcast. And it got a little bit of traction. But I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to go to the countries that we're actually talking about? So I decided to take a hiatus from my normal desk job, from my career, and actually go travel the world and discover some of the places that were of geopolitical interest to me. And what is interesting for me to cover in video are the intersections of culture, political conflict, so warfare, small-scale violence in countries, and try to understand what creates conflict, what creates this sort of turbulent environment that people live through and are living in other parts of the world, and also cuisine, because you truly can't understand a country until you really understand and have tasted its cuisine. And there's a lot of intersections there. And so my magnum opus will be one beautiful video that kind of covers all of those and ties them together in a very unique way. It's very hard to do, but you can watch me grow and watch me try this this feat at Exit Strategy TV. So right now, if you go to Exit Strategy TV, what you will see there are trips of mine that I have taken in the developing world, mostly through Africa, where I have sought out cultural and cuisine elements within those countries. So in West Africa, for example, you can follow me through Togo and Benin, where I created West African gumbo. That was interesting for me because I'm from Louisiana, so our version of gumbo is a sort of offshoot of the West African version. And so I went to the market and bought all of the ingredients and went back home with a Beninese family and cooked their version of gumbo. It was really, really cool. BBC World's Table caught wind of what I was doing, and I even wrote a few articles for the BBC at the time. Also in West Africa, I discovered Vodou traditions, so you can see me actually interview and go through a Vodou ceremony. Go check that out on my channel. After that, I went through Ethiopia, and in the south of Ethiopia, there are many tribal people, so I actually lived with them for a couple of weeks and just hung out and kind of gave my audience a little bit of a taste of what life was like living in the bush with some of these tribal elements. Now I'm in Sierra Leone, and there's all kinds of stories out there, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be able to finally bring this to you. So in a few months, you'll start seeing all the footage that I've been filming for Exit Strategy TV. I get paid for none of this, and I'm not asking for any money. All I'm asking you to do is to go right now and like and subscribe. Go check out my channel. If you dig the dirt, Exit Strategy TV, like, subscribe, and yeah, that's what I'm doing out here, and it's fantastic. Chris, it's fantastic to meet you. Thank you again. Really appreciate you agreeing to talk. And I hope that I have provided your listeners and your audience and your viewers with a little bit of insight into what life is like here. There's so much more. There's so many layers to this onion, but we only have a limited time on this video. So follow me. You'll see a lot more. Exit Strategy TV. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Jody. It was a pleasure being your virtual pen pal. If you haven't already, fellow explorers, do check out Jody's channel over here at ExitStrategyTv. And if you want to see more of my travels in Africa, oh wait, I haven't done any yet. Instead, I'm just going to put the video right here that YouTube says you might enjoy the most. As usual, I won't say goodbye because I'm going to see you in the next video.